Breaking news! I don't know about you, but my purple and black heart is still beating fast. What a game that was, my friends. I need to address a few things here with you about the 35-34 win against the Cincinnati Bengals, and also about Mark Andrews. Yesterday's game was one for the books, and it had everything you want in a rivalry game. Tense moments, standout performances, and of course some high-stakes drama. If you're happy about yet another win, hit that like button hard, but only do so if you're a passionate Baltimore Ravens fan. From the beginning, it was clear that this matchup would keep us on the edge of our seats. The game had a slow first half, but once things started to heat up, both teams went all in. The Ravens found their rhythm, and with every play, it felt like we were getting closer to something special. Now we have to talk about the one and only Lamar Jackson. Jackson completed 25 of 33 passes for 290 yards and threw for 4 touchdowns without a single interception. This was a classic Lamar performance, showing why he is considered one of the best, not only in the NFL, but in the world. It was incredible to see him remain elusive without taking a single sack despite the Bengals' pressure. Lamar was making moves, dodging defenders, and throwing with precision that left everyone in awe. His connection with his receivers was evident, especially on his touchdown passes to Nelson Agholor, Rashod Bateman, and Mark Andrews. And that pass to Tylan Wallace? Lamar threw a short 5-yard pass, and Wallace took it for an impressive 79 yards, showing just how explosive this offense can be. Another important player to highlight here is Rashod Bateman. Bateman has had his ups and downs this season, with a few drops that had fans wondering about his confidence. But when it mattered most, Lamar came right back to him for a critical touchdown, even after a dropped pass. This display of confidence speaks volumes about the connection between these two, and it gave Bateman the moment of redemption he needed. Bateman caught 6 passes for 54 yards, with that crucial touchdown coming just as the Ravens were looking to secure the lead. It was a huge confidence boost for Bateman, and you could tell it lifted the entire team. Let's not forget about the special teams and Justin Tucker. Tucker's usually as reliable as they come, but he had a rough patch in this game. Although he made his field goals, they didn't look as smooth as usual, and he even missed an extra point, which could have been costly. Thankfully, the Ravens pulled through, but it's a reminder that even the best can have an off night. Tucker's uncharacteristic performance had us all a little uneasy, but his track record still speaks for itself. Defensively, the Ravens had a roller coaster of a night. The Bengals' star receiver, Ja'Marr Chase, was virtually unstoppable, racking up 264 yards with 11 catches. The Ravens struggled to contain him, and it felt like every time the Bengals needed a big play, Chase was there. Our defense held its own at times, with Marlon Humphrey and Kyle Hamilton making critical stops, but Chase's numbers were scary. The Ravens' pass defense left something to be desired, and it's an area they'll definitely need to tighten up as we push further into the season. Then there was the controversy, with some questionable calls from the refs that left fans fuming. There was a missed face mask penalty on Joe Burrow, along with a defensive holding call that seemed to favor the Bengals, sparking heated discussions among fans. Even with these setbacks, the Ravens kept their cool and managed to overcome, showcasing their resilience. The mental toughness this team displayed, especially in a game where every call seemed to matter, was remarkable. It wasn't just the players who needed a break after this heartstopper. We fans could use one too. With a 10-day break ahead, the Ravens have a chance to rest, recover, and prepare for the next game. This mini-bye is coming at the perfect time, giving everyone a moment to catch their breath. And looking forward, this team is showing the grit and determination it'll need for the stretch run of the season. Now, it's over to you, Ravens fans. How do you feel about the team's performance against the Bengals? Is Lamar Jackson making his case as the best quarterback in the league? And what are your thoughts on the defense and those officiating calls? Drop your thoughts in the comments. It was one of those games that felt like an emotional roller coaster, a clash where the Ravens clawed their way back from a double-digit deficit to win, and it was Mark Andrews' voice that told the story of that battle. Just after the game, Andrews spoke about the thrill of making that improbable comeback and praised his teammates, including the often underrated Tylan Wallace, who came up big in critical moments. Andrews gave fans an inside look into what really happened in the heat of those pivotal plays. He didn't mince words about his chemistry with quarterback Lamar Jackson, calling him not just the leader of the offense, but the best player in the world. And if you watch that game, it's tough to disagree. Andrews broke down his own touchdown catch, describing how he and Jackson locked in, improvising to find an opening that wasn't scripted. In a normal mesh concept, as he called it, he made the quick decision to cut loose and go high. It was a defining moment that showcased the dynamic and instinctive partnership between Andrews and Jackson, a connection that continues to grow each season. The Ravens' star tight end beamed with pride talking about that play, knowing it set a tone for the team's fighting spirit. It's this kind of chemistry that makes the Ravens' offense so dangerous and unpredictable. As Andrews put it, sometimes you just have to play ball, trust each other, and see how Jackson reads the game.
But he didn't stop there. Andrews made sure to recognize Wallace, who isn't in the spotlight as often but made big-time plays throughout the game. According to Andrews, Wallace embodies that scrappy, dog mentality that defines Ravens football, and he came up clutch when it mattered most. Fans who watched saw Wallace's grit, and it was clear to Andrews that Wallace should be getting more love for his impact on the field. And then there was that game-changing moment. The Ravens, trailing by 14 midway through the third quarter, seemed to find their stride as a team. Andrews credited not just the offense but all phases of the game, with the defense stepping up to create turnovers that set the stage for a comeback. For Andrews, the difference maker was that the team simply kept pushing forward. Each play, each snap, carried the weight of a shared belief in their ability to fight back. This wasn't just a story of an offense finding rhythm, but a defense making plays, forcing mistakes, and creating momentum when it was desperately needed. This is what Ravens football is all about: grit, resilience, and never backing down. The mental toughness in this game was palpable, and Andrews acknowledged the roller coaster nature of it all. The back-and-forth swings kept the Ravens on their toes, but as Andrews put it, there was a sense of belief from the first to the final whistle. The game required resilience, and that's exactly what the Ravens showed. As fans, we've seen this before, but each time it feels new, a team pulling itself out of a deep hole to claim victory. Andrews is no stranger to games like these, but he admitted this one felt different. Just 1 year ago, he had been injured and sidelined, watching from the sidelines. This time, he played a vital role, and his gratitude for the opportunity was unmistakable. He spoke with humility, giving glory to God and acknowledging the blessing of being a part of the Ravens brotherhood. You could sense his pride in wearing the purple and black, his gratitude for this season, and the path he's on with his teammates. The game had more twists, like the onside kick where Andrews was ready and waiting, practically hoping for the ball to come his way. And when it did, he came through in classic Andrews style, calm, collected, and ready to make the play. He joked about feeling destined for it, noting the ball was pretty easy to catch. That humor mixed with intensity is part of what makes Andrews a favorite among Ravens fans. He's as reliable as they come, and on that night, he delivered in every way. Down by 14, the Ravens could have easily folded, but this team doesn't quit. Andrews reflected on that no-quit attitude, a theme that runs through the DNA of Baltimore football. Other teams might sink when they're in the same position, but for the Ravens, it's just another challenge to rise above. Now it's your turn, Ravens fans. After this game and this season, do you agree with Mark Andrews? Is Lamar Jackson the best player in the world? Let's hear what you think in the comments below. Are you ready for the second half of the season? Let us know, and as always, go Ravens!